Hey, I'm ScoutAndy, and thank you for joining me in another video. So, I wanted to thank you for being a subscriber. I'm not going to give you that whole spiel about every other YouTuber does, like, make sure to hit that subscribe bell right now. What I am going to do, though, is thank you for being a subscriber. If you did, you chose right, because now you know stuff about Porsche, and you get to watch a kid fix a Porsche if you're into that. So today, we're going to be fixing the outer tie rod ends. Our old one looks like this, and later on in the video, probably after this intro, I will show you what the new one looks like, so you have motivation to watch the rest of the video, because, yeah. And so let's go ahead and get into it. So here's some tools we're gonna need. But before we do that, make sure your car is jacked up properly, and it's at the proper jack up point. Porsche has a diamond where it's supposed to go. So now onto the tools. So, the first thing you're gonna need is a 19mm socket. Then you're gonna need a 19mm closed-in wrench, one of these guys. Then you're gonna need a 13mm regular wrench. And the main character of this little show is this tie rod end puller. You're gonna need this. It's pretty important. We got ours at O'Reilly's for $12, thank you. And let's go ahead and get into the parts you're gonna need. Okay, so here's the parts you're gonna need. First, we're gonna take a look at the old one, which is gross. So, this one is the old one, the old tie rod end. And the difference between this one and the new one is one, that it's all broken and gross, and I don't like touching it. And another thing is that it has this little castle nut on it, because it looks like a castle. Very creative, I know. So, this one, the reason we're replacing it is because this right here isn't supposed to be all that worn down, and also it was wobbling around on the arm. It sits on an arm, very, very cool, I guess. So, some people, for some weird reason, like to get a hammer and hit on the tie rod, which isn't good. If you see any videos saying to hit on it, that is not a good thing. And the reason why is because you'll damage the arm it's on, and you could damage parts, and it's just better to just buy this thing right here. It's $6. It's $6 for each side, $12 in total. It's not that big of a deal. Just use it the way it's meant to be used instead of damaging a potentially $24,000 car. So let's open the Febby Billenstein box. Don't know who you are, but great job. Wait, it's made in Spain. They lied to us. Anyway, it is a Spurch and Strange and stuck with the 2 dots above the U. Sorry for any Germans I offended out there. Or German videos, please don't hurt me. Okay, or in English, you can just say tie rod end. So, this one, as you can tell from this one, is a bit newer and better and not gross. And it also doesn't have the castle nut up top, meaning that those smart Germans out there, because, you know, I may have just offended them earlier, they made it where it didn't have to have that, and didn't have to have a pin in the middle. So now all we have to do is put the thing on the thing and save the world. So for this part, you're gonna either need your 19mm closed-in wrench or your socket. Same measurements either way. We already loosened it, so I can just do it by hand, because I have hopefully you guys know how to unscrew a screw. Hope I can find it. There it is. So you want to unscrew this castle nut back here. This is way harder because I can't see it. There we go. So this is the castle nut. Don't break it, because it's probably important. And once you remove that, let's go ahead and get to the next step. Okay, so let me show you a trick that will make your life and my life a lot easier. So, on the tie rod right here, you know, tie rod end, there is a little groove where you can put your 13mm wrench right there. It looks kind of like a groove, almost like it was made for a wrench. Then, what you want to do also, before we do this little nut right here, do not twist it, do not turn it, because if you do, you will unalign this, and you'll have to get an actual professional to realign it for you. So take my word of advice and do not do this. Don't leave it alone. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to twist it clockwise because we're inverted right now. And you just want to twist it around and twist it and twist it, and we'll get back to you once we do this. Okay, so next, what you want to do, well, actually, so right here, good news, we did not pop this thing off because that'd be bad. So next thing you want to do is you want to get your tie rod and puller and it's a bit harder with gloves, but you want to push it on there when it's aligned above the screw, or bolt if you're really fancy. So then you just want to tighten it down, and what a lot of people do for some reason is they hammer it down or they hit it down, and that's not good for the screw bolt if because it tears up the threads and it also tears up the hole, and that's not a good thing because then your next bolt will be all wonky, and no one wants a wonky bolt because then it's not going to be that good because it's a wonky bolt. So I'm going to get back to you once I actually get this thing tightened down because it's hard to do while I'm looking at the camera. Okay, so what you want to do next is you want to get your closing wrench because I'm prop, I like that. And you want to push and pull, and you want to push and pull. Do keep in mind that it will make a loud pop whenever it comes off. And don't be scared, you do not break your car. And the mafia is not coming after you. Maybe. I don't know what your life's like. So, oh my gosh. So, you just want to keep on pushing and pulling, and I need help. Because I can't pull this off. I'm not that strong. Okay. Okay, so with no assistance at all, I got this thing off effortlessly because I am the strongest person in the world. Oh, there it is. There's that pop I was talking about. Oh gosh. Oh no. What have I done? Okay. So now you can just twist it off with your fingers, maybe? Nope, you can't. I was wrong. So, you just want to keep on doing that until eventually you get the nut off. Okay, there's another pop. It's getting tighter and tighter as I keep on. Anyway, we will get back to you once we get this thing off. Okay, so we just got this one off after effortlessly amazing attempts. Yeah. So anyway, this right here is the old tie rod end. So this is right here. You can see where it was all bent, maybe, and it's also kind of a little bit like, you know, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Pizza, yes, and it's kind of like worn off, which explains why it was wobbling a whole bunch. And yeah, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to get rid of this ugly one. Goodbye, and we're gonna put in this new one, this amazing new one, delicious but non-nutritious. So the way you put this one in is the easiest thing you could possibly do, and you just want to put it on in, and put on the nut, and just twist it on. And once you twist this nut on, you just reverse engineer the car, and you just put it back the way it was, and then you'll be done. Good job. So anyway, it wasn't that hard. You guys have to replace the other one. I don't, because I already did, but good luck. Hopefully it was easy. If it wasn't, then I'm sorry. So other things that we have done is we have replaced the power steering rack, which is the thing that the power steering pump goes on. We thought that we were gonna break it, which is why we didn't make a video on it, but if you saw the little silver box right here, you can see that we did not break it. And I am glad, because that would have been expensive. So, if you look at this right now, it's just covered in grease, grime, rust, all the bad stuff, and it's just doesn't look that visually appealing. So we thought, hey, let's go ahead and paint this up, go ahead and just make it look way better than it does. Brand new. Now it looks way better, and I'm way more happy than with it right now. So, since we did that, we also replaced fasteners as we went, And we did everything. We sandblasted with the miniaturization of an adult. We cleaned, primed, and painted. We didn't show painting because I hope you know how to paint. But anyway, this little silver box right here wasn't painted before, but now it is because we painted it. And we hope that it looks like, eventually, it'll look like it just rolled off the assembly line from This is not helping the German people. Stuttgart, Germany. I'm part German. Yeah, Ancestry.com says so. So, I'm probably gonna get a ton of angry calls from Germans after this video. But our goal is just make it look as good as new. So, let's get to the outro. Okay, so that's the power steering pump done. Everything done with that. So, but there's a lot more work to be done in this general area. Down here, if you just take a glimpse down here, you can see all this rusted, gross stuff, and we're going to have to replace this. This little spring right there looks like it just came out of a fire, and it just doesn't look visually appealing. This brake right here, what used to be a brake, we're going to have to replace that. Now, we did make a video a bit ago about how to replace the back brake, but never the front brake. So that's probably what the next video is about. And we did also replace the sway bar, but it's kind of like, kind of like a, not really that necessary to make a video about, because it's not really, more like, So, don't forget to tip your waitress, and as always, happy scouting. Hello? This is Otto from Germany. Oh, let me say it again. Spur stained and stuck? Wait, that doesn't mean tire rod end replacement in German? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not know it meant that. Yeah, I didn't mean that about your grandma. I'm sure her chili's great. No, chili doesn't have beans. That's stew. No, it's stew. Stew has beans. Chili does not. No, I'm not having this conversation with you. Bye. Then, finally, this is your main tool. You're going to need a outer tire, rod end. We're keeping this in, puller. Yeah, I remember that. You're gonna need this. This is your main tool. We got ours at O'Reilly's for like $12. Thanks. Eventually, you should get it off. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Right there. Right there. It's a silver one. So, that's what we've been doing. I ran out of things to say.
You're doing so good. You're doing so good.